Hello everybody, my name is David. Welcome to Damar's Coaching. This is a question and answer video, part 2. Guys, missed it, please go and watch part 1. What I'm doing is I'm answering you guys' questions from last week. I do this every single Monday. So if you guys have a question, go down below in the comment section. Type out a question. Come back next Monday, next Q&A, and I'll answer it for you. Thank you. So let's get started right away with the next question from Lana from Indiana. They rhyme. Oh, that must be Lana. Lana from Indiana? They rhyme? Now you got to live in Indiana forever if you want it to rhyme. Or Montana. Yesterday, for the first time in 51 days, I had a brief contact with my covert narc. After the contact, which was a short work-related hallway conversation, because you guys work together, I didn't think it had affected me that bad. I seemed to be okay yesterday. However, this morning when I woke up, I was extremely tired. My eyesight was blurry to the point of almost not being able to drive, and I couldn't think all day, weepy and lethargic. The only positive here is that I did not go into a full-blown panic attack, which I would have done at the beginning of the no contact discard phase we are in. What is happening to me? Why did I have a panic attack but had the other? Why did I not have a panic attack but had the other issues? How do I correct this in the future? Thank you, David, for your videos with your insight and opinion. You have helped me tremendously in the past several weeks since discovering you. I wouldn't have made it 51 days before finding Damar's coaching. You are helping to save my life. Thank you very much for telling me. Thank you. So, we have emotional reactions to things we experience, correct? And we have huge traumatic experiences. We have emotional reaction to it. Okay? Why are we emotionally reacting to things that happened in the past? Because they were so traumatic. Our brains don't know how to process that, where to put it, what happened. So scared, it's looking for it all the time, everywhere. And when it sees a hint of it, it makes you react to it again and react to it again, just as if it happened now. What happened in your past? Why didn't you not have a panic attack this time, like normal? So your brain's calming down. Maybe you're understanding and learning there's reasons for you to not be so panicky and scared. You feel more in control. Maybe your brain believes that you're more in control. You really need to have a relationship with this thing, I'm telling you. If it doesn't trust you, it works against you. So what can you do? I would make sure that your past experiences are traumatic, that they don't feel bad just thinking about them or talking about them. If they still do, then you have not gone through that process all the way. You've stopped it somewhere for some reason because it feels so bad. You don't know what to do about it. You probably don't understand it. Okay? Trauma causes shame. This kind of shame makes us just say it's our fault. That's it, and not work through it. Not take the energy and the courage and things like this to keep going. Okay? Work with somebody, Lana. Work with somebody. Be more aware of what happened until you're comfortable with it. Okay? You'll be better. At least you can see some progress. That's good. That's good. Sorry you got to work with him. Tesla from Florida. Hello. Thank you for all you do. I have listened to all of your videos and some with Nova. You're welcome. Thank you. You have the best outlook, in my opinion, on what we have experienced in these crazy relationships. Thank you. I have referred back to some of your videos that I watched in the beginning of my no contact a year ago, and I recommend that people do this because as I am healing, sometimes I get a different message since I'm out of the fog. I love that you talk about BPD a lot, as I feel that is the type of person I was with. I thought I was out of the woods because it's been a year, but I got a Hoover Wednesday from my ex's family member asking if I had one of his tools, and they said it was an emergency. He knows I don't have his tools. I just feel like he has some real balls to have anyone close to him contact me, as he has ran a major smear campaign against me, and now I wonder if BPD people ever go the hell away. If I had spread some of the outrageous lies that he has spread about me, I would be ashamed to try and face someone like that. Do you think that maybe they lie so much that they believe their own lies? Yes. 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 That happens. I'm not saying that's what's always going on. But people with borderline personality disorder absolutely lack awareness of what really is going on, of their environment. So often, I mean, borderlines, histrionic, narcissists, they will accuse you of everything under the sun, won't they? You can have a brief conversation with a borderline and everything seems to be okay, and they walk away and tell everyone how you abuse them. And they believe it. They'll come back and they're so emotionally upset about how you abuse them. And you're like, you just asked me where the pool was. And I said, over there. And they said, yeah, but when you did that, you bumped me, or you looked at me bad and wrong. You're just trying to get rid of me. And you're just like, man, okay. All right. You know, it's so stressful. So that was your question. Yes, they're delusional. They rewrite narratives. Neglect and trauma did this to them as a child. Neglect and trauma really damaged their cognitive skills. They're horrible. Horrible. But back to some of the other things you said. I like what you said about now a year later you're going back and watching the same information and interpreting it a little bit different, getting something else out of it. I think that's awesome. That really shows perspective, right? As you're changing, your perspective is changing. You're moving. You're somewhere else now. That's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing that, Tesla. I hope I answered your question. If not, just ask me again, please. Anita from Belgium. Again, my best friend is going through a hard time. I know her ex-husband is a narcissist and shared many videos with her. So your good friend, her husband is a narcissist, so you shared many videos with her. She understands, but she is financially dependent on him. I understand that, but what triggers me is that when I try to help her, it opens my wounds. When we talk and I want to help her, I dream at night from what I went through. My question to you is, and by all means, I love your work, does it trigger you again? Or doesn't it trigger you again? You speak all day with people about narcissism, borderline, cluster B. How you get your wounds healed? It must open some triggers for you too. Thank you for asking, Anita. I appreciate that. I appreciate your concern. So to address that, no, I don't have triggers. I went through horrible experiences, but they're not horrible anymore. They were horrible for a very long time. But it happened a long time ago, and that's what we need to do. Any bad, horrible experience doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. It doesn't. My perspective on my experiences is completely different. 180 degrees. Absolutely. So I don't, there's nothing to trigger. The bad things I went through don't feel bad anymore. I process. I went through the whole process of emotion, so I'm finished. I understand it. I know why it happened. It's not just big bad wolf. You know, it's somebody just sick, and I know why they're sick, and I have compassion for it. I have compassion for what I went through. And I did a lot of work, a lot, guys, a lot of work. It's not just the many, many years it's been. It's what I've done in those many, many years. Really. I appreciate your concern, Anita. Thank you. I hope I make sense. And I hope that helps you guys understand that this doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to. I'm not saying ignore it. I'm saying work through it. Work with it. Emotional healing is understanding. Shame and emotional pain is misunderstood. You don't understand it. If it hurts that bad, you don't understand it. I promise you. Someone treats you badly, you feel badly. You feel like a bad person, but that doesn't mean you are. You see that? But you can't just ignore it. If that's an emotion, you need to deal with that and process that. Work with it. Best way is with other people. I mean, try to realize, guys, that this is something that happened caused by or with other people. That's what will help you. Other people, I'm telling you. The right people. Thank you. Charlie from Idaho. Hello, Charlie. No contact for 2 months after discard, but narc messages relatives with smear. She has threatened to drive here and confront me and family. She messaged a relative 39 times one night, about a week ago. We are scared. Will she show up? What should we do if she does? Well, I don't know if she'll show up, but what are you scared of? Process this emotion. Graham. Charlie, sorry. Process this emotion. Scared is an emotion. Are you sure that's exactly what it is? Anxiety is I don't know what will happen. Scared is you know exactly what will happen. So what are you scared of? You have to know exactly what you're scared of. What will she do? If you don't know, that's anxiety. So you have some anxiety. Do something about it. Make yourself feel better. Okay? Don't suffer from anxiety. But let's really be aware of what's going on here. You're scared of a girl. Your whole family's scared of some girl driving there and doing what? I don't know her. I don't know what she's capable of. I don't know what she's done in her past. But I hope I'm making sense that it seems like you guys are more scared of words. Confrontation. I'm guessing you mean words. She has threatened to drive here and confront me and family. File a police report. Document everything. Go to a lawyer and have them send her a letter and let her know you are harassing us and it will stop. You will not contact us. And I want you to know that this is stalking, by the way. It doesn't matter that you once had a relationship with her or she once was allowed in the house or your family used to like her or any of this crap. It's stalking. She's stalking you. If she crosses state line, you said she threatened to drive. Well, if she's now threatened you, if she crosses state line, that's stalking. You have her arrested. Just to let you know. Okay? So, get a lawyer. Or just hire, if you don't want to go into that, you don't have the money, just call around and have a lawyer write her a letter. That's it. It doesn't cost that much money. Thank you. Good luck. Julia from India, yet again. Hello. I'm very disturbed. I've watched a couple of videos on borderline personality disorder, as you suggested, because you said that my ex-narc seemed to have abandonment issues, and you were right. He's, however, got a mix of covert narcissistic traits and borderline traits. What is your advice to a person who has a mix of both? So, it's common. These are disordered people, which means they're extremely unhealthy. So all these behaviors are unhealthy, and they're going to be shared. There's going to be many traits. Anyone in the cluster B is going to be higher on the narcissistic spectrum. We're all on a narcissistic spectrum. That's why it's 5 out of 9 that you need. Not 4, not 3, not 2, not just 1. You got to have 5. A lot of people have 4, 3, 2, 1. It's all on a spectrum. And the unhealthier you are, the higher you're going to be on that spectrum. The more manipulative you are, higher on the spectrum. The more suicidal you are, higher on the more impulsive, higher on the spectrum. You see that? Someone who's borderline, higher on the spectrum. Big time. Could they have both? Yes. Is that for you to decide? No. I don't know if I'm helping you, but I hope I am. I hope that helps. You guys can always, all of you guys can go look up the DSM requirements for a disorder. They'll list them for you. You can check off the list and find out. Maybe that will help you. It's hard to do for people in your life and you care about, because they've been lying to you and you've been lying to yourself, and there's so much unawareness going on where you're at. It can be very difficult and a lot easier for someone else sometimes. But I hope maybe that will help. Thanks, Julia. Ask me any more specific questions you have, please. Sam from Manchester, United Kingdom. Hello. 2 narcs in a relationship. They both finish each other. Then one gets with an empath, me. The other one moves with someone else. My ex-narc misses her ex-narc. She abused me. It's kind of confusing. I'm sorry. Your ex misses her ex, who is a narcissist. Why do narcissists miss each other? Well, it's just it's a natural human thing. See, I may have something that isn't that great in my life. I mean, dude, like, honestly, people will miss illness, injury. If they have to live with it long enough and it's such a huge part of their life, it changes your life. And some people will miss it when they're better because it's a void. It's now gone. It's out of your life. It makes you feel unstable. That's it. Doesn't necessarily always have to be something so great that you miss. And I know that messes with your guys' brain. I hate this person, yet I miss them. I don't want anything to do with them, but I miss them. They're gross and disgusting, and I don't want to know anything they're doing, yet I miss them. Most likely it's not them. It's the addictive patterns, the addictive toxic patterns and cycles in that relationship that your brain has become addicted to. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Marty Garcia. I saw a video about pure OCD and then read the comments left by sufferers. What impressed me with a sense of horror was the different types of dread which these sufferers experience under this condition. What then is responsible for this condition in the first place, since this condition is more unbearable to me than most physical illnesses would ever be? Well, it's not a physical illness, it's a mental illness. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a mental disorder, not physical. And what we know from disorders, 3 factors: environment, culture, and genetics. Most of this kind of behavior has been formed in early development, in child development. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't really want to go too far into obsessive compulsiveness. But there's a difference between obsessive compulsiveness and the disorder. The disorder, much like, it's kind of interesting because obsessive compulsive, people with OCD, people with the obsessive compulsive disorder, or I'm sorry, people with obsessive compulsive personality disorder don't believe they have a problem. They believe everyone should be that way, much like a narcissist. The people that are just obsessive compulsive are ruled by it and hate it. Hope that makes sense. Thanks. And Maji from Algeria, North Africa. Hello. Was married 9 years with a borderline. 1 year of separation and divorce. Hard, very hard. Problem, I have 2 kids with him. It's very hard to go no contact with the ex having kids who need them desperately. He surprisingly took them on Saturday and don't care the rest of the week. How do I protect my children from this BPD? Should I cut any contact with their father even if they want to see him? I don't know. I don't like to tell parents what to do too much with their children. That's up to you. What I have learned in my work helping parents with stuff like this, I can tell you that, is, it's what you typically, you have to. Typically it's court ordered and stuff like this. They're gonna be with the abusive parent. Anyways, in that case, I recommend that you show contrast. Not bad and good, healthy, unhealthy. They're very unhealthy, I'm very healthy. You don't have structure, there's structure here. You don't have a schedule, there's a schedule here. You don't have responsibilities, there's responsibilities here. You don't have repercussions and accountability and response, there is here. You do something, you get in trouble. But there's no abuse. There's no mistreatment of anybody, including we don't talk bad about the other person. What I do recommend, and I changed my opinion on this quite some time ago, what I do recommend, guys, if children are forced to deal with or want a relationship with an abusive parent, what I would recommend is explain to them as much as you can, right? What's helped you guys? Understanding. What will help children? Understanding. If they don't understand why mom or dad treats them bad, they'll feel like bad people. Help them understand. Tell them what a personality disorder is at the appropriate age, right? You said they're 3 years old, 8 and 3 years old. The 3-year-old, obviously, we don't tell them things like this. The 8-year-old may begin to understand somewhat. That's up to you. We tell the children so they know how to deal with the parent. When they do this, just do that. When they do this, this is why. Try not to feel so bad. Just try and do this. Give them open doors for them so they never feel like I don't know what to do. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. Okay? I hope that makes sense. As far as keeping them from seeing their father, I don't know. Children need both parents, but not abuse. I think a parent dying at 2 years old is less traumatic for a child than a child growing up with that same parent who lives for 15 years abusing them. I don't think abuse is necessary. A father is, but not abuse. Hope that makes sense. Thank you. And last question is from Alana. Hope I'm saying that right. Why am I so upset? A friend of I thought of 17 years turned out to be narcissist. Threw me out of his house because I couldn't stay. Flipped out over nothing. I am grieving over the loss of our friendship all these years. I never knew him. I'm now getting the silent treatment for a month. I'm going no contact. When will this pain go away, and is it normal? I'm from New York, but now live in North Carolina. Thanks, Alana. P.S. He has a necklace of mine and a second expensive key to my car. I love that necklace. He promised he would send me it, but has not. I want it, but should I take it as a loss? It's replaceable. My emotional state is not. That's just what I was going to say. Just what I was going to say. And you know, that's up to you, Alana. You try and get the necklace until you realize it's causing you psychological damage and it won't stop. You may not want that necklace anyways. It may cause a lot of pain to see it for a while. And therefore you won't want to see it. That's responsibility. It's not, I'm going to make myself tougher by keep looking at it and punish myself every day. Wear it all the day, you know, even though it makes me feel horrible. So your question. Should I take it as a loss? Yes, absolutely. My opinion. Why are you so upset? It's because things didn't work out the way you expected them to. You had an idealized version of all of this, didn't you, Alana? Before you even met him, you had an idealized version of how your life is supposed to be, especially romance. What doesn't help is movies like Cinderella, things like that. It didn't go that way. When you met him, you thought this was it. Checking all the boxes. Woo-hoo-hoo, got really excited, told all my friends I met Mr. Perfect. Then he was Mr. Terrible. You're probably upset mostly because of the loss. I keep saying this is a common theme this week. Loss. Grieve. It's emotionally responsible. The shame you feel may make you feel like, or the anger too, resentment, they don't deserve me to feel bad. It's all about you now, not them. Okay? You cut that line out, cut that off. We don't do things in spite of our abuser, stuff like this. So take your time to grieve. If you don't know how to grieve, Google it. It's a process. People have different opinions of it, but it's a process. Definitely. Meaning there's steps, things you need to do in order. Okay? Just give yourself time, man. You know, you guys did so much. You guys did everything for these guys, didn't you? You gave them everything. Do this for yourself. You'll be amazed at what you can do. You should learn that doing all this for another person, where did it get them? It didn't help them. They're still disordered. They're still unhealthy. They're still unhappy. And they're still abusing people, probably. So all that energy could have gone into your life, and now it will. Okay? Now it will. And you'll get results, great results, instead of feeding it all to somebody else. Feed yourself. You're hungry. You need it. Okay? Thank you, everybody. That's the end of the Q&As. Good questions. Really, this has been a great thing, and I love all the feedback I get. You guys really appreciate this. I know you have something to look forward to right now while things are bad. Take advantage of this. Keep asking me questions. I don't get annoyed. I don't mind repeating any of it. So keep it coming. Thank you. All of you. Love yourself first. I'll see you next Monday, okay? Bye-bye.